Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey everybody, how you doing today? Hey. Hold on, man. Time for another Wary with Cary. This is kind of a random episode. More random than usual. Because they're all pretty fucking random, right? But basically, I have a couple irons in the fire, so to speak. I want to make another. I haven't even done Lost in Fault, the second Lost in Fault. I do want to do that. I want to sit there and look around my room a little bit. You know, different video. I don't feel like being on camera right now. Not for any reason, just don't want to. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some things. Cause I feel like lately I've been talking about wrestling a lot lately, and I love wrestling, but I don't want it to be where that's my only content. Even the shit with Call for an Uprising, that fucker. That fucking, and he's made, by the way, that fucking jackass has made more videos about Aleister Black and WWE since I made my video on his dumbass. I kind of want to see Cirrus or Hannah Reloaded do the Aleister Black videos. That would be cool. I think they could do it better than I did. Even if they don't know Aleister Black that well, I think it'd be funny because the irony, this is a little side of the irony of him. They have Aleister literally pointing out that people. It's funny that they take this shit they're literally seriously, even though he knows exactly what he's doing, and then they fall for it hook, line, and sinker. It's funny to me. But anyway, and I've been wanting to do the next random Raw review, which will actually be it'll be a more known Raw, and it'll be a 2-hour one, and I'm like a third away through it, so I got work to do on that. But just gonna sit here and talk about things. I don't know why my phone looks blurry. It's acting weird. How you been doing? What you been up to? Good people watch this. All the men, women, non-binary people of the world. How you doing? I've been, and what have you been up to? I've been kind of mostly. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, the original one, PS1 on my friend's PS Vita. It's kind of fun. I'm at the battle with Shinra and like the first disc thing. It's a fun game. The remake's better. But I wonder when they're going to make the next part of it. It's kind of stupid to me. They made the remake and they don't even put the next disc. Like they should have finished the game before they said they would make you wait years for another part of the game. That's just ridiculous. It's madness. And now they just had like the updated version for the PS5. That's kind of stupid too. I do like that they add a lot of character context and there's just a lot more stuff to do, like side missions. That's very cool. My little critique of it. I would say, right now, I would say play the PS1 one first because you can play the whole full story. But if you do want to just play like the PS4, PS5 ones, the remake, yeah, go ahead, But I haven't played them, but my friend plays them a lot. They're pretty fun. I also been playing some Pokemon tournament with him on Switch. He got a Switch, and we were playing that. We played Super Mario Party. That game's fun. I kind of don't like the Joy-Con because like you have to do this sometimes like with the Wii. I don't like the Wii because I hated having to shake stuff sometimes. It's really annoying to me. It kind of hurts my heart too. That's why the DS I got kind of used to like doing some stuff in there, like blowing out candles stuff there in Mario Party, stuff like that. That I didn't mind as much. But the Wii game, but I've never really been a big fan of it. That's one of the reasons I sold my Wii. This is the only reason. But I'm just saying, I do like playing the game. It's fun. Hopefully we can play it again later today because we haven't played it in a couple days. Me and him, I also started watching the Conjuring movies. We started with the first one, Annabelle, because they have the new one on HBO Max, and we've never seen them. I'm gonna check out like the whole series, kind of like a season finale thing. I've been watching a lot of shows in season 2, but and so far they're pretty good. One thing I don't like, it is a criticism, but this isn't just The Conjuring. It's just something that annoys me in these movies where it's demonic possession. It's like you get these characters, right? These demonologists, these exorcists, these paranormal activity, ghost hunter types. They're always ragging on about how God has plans for them, and that the devil is doing this. We need to fight evil. And it's like, okay, I get that that's part, and especially because it's based on a true story. True story. I don't necessarily believe the true story. I think it's a lot of bullshit. If you look into it, it's pretty fucking phony. But the movies are enjoyable. So just take this as a side critique. Not me kind of being a dick, but if God's supposed to be so good in these movies and they treat us that, why doesn't he get off his lazy ass and do something about these fucking demons? Like, it seems like that'd be his department, if anybody, you know what I'm saying? Why does he need Orm and the lady who unleashed Mothra and Ghidorah? I don't know who unleashed Ghidorah. Why does he need Orm and the lady who unleashed Ghidorah to do his job for him? Like, come on, get off your lake, get off flying Nimbus already, jackass. I know Kami literally pretty much set up at ruling the Earth or like guarding the Earth for like centuries, doing barely anything. But at least he was like, there wasn't a thing where people credited Kami for giving them plans and stuff. Like, we need to do his work. Like, no, Kami, nobody even knew Kami. You know what I'm saying? I just find that kind of annoying, and that's the thing that's in a lot of those movies. I will say though, I don't want to drag on them. I do like the pacing of the movies and the way they're shot. They do a really good job on suspense. Like, they do things that are kind of cool with the way, like, they'll have a character, like a demonic character in the background in the black, and you barely see it, and it'll like come up. They don't necessarily do jump scares. They do those. I don't have a problem with jump scares. Some people do, because jump scares get me, and I don't get why people get it bad. I'm like, what else is gonna scare you? What's wrong with jump scares? It's like saying fart jokes don't work in comedy. They do. Something I think not only those, like, you need other jokes, but sometimes they do. But like, I like the way like they do that, where it's not necessarily a jump scare. Sometimes it's like a trick, like they'll be behind the person, but nothing will happen. Like, the suspense of it is really good. I love that. Like, the suspense is, that's the thing that if you think about it, it's very scary in real life. Like, if you don't know something's gonna happen, like if somebody's following you when you're walking and it's kind of late at night or something, and even if the person doesn't necessarily look suspicious, you might think, oh well, is this person somebody I should be worried about? You know, and that's something I kind of like. I kind of dig the fact they put that in a movie, but with like demons and ghosts and stuff or whatever. What else we're gonna talk about? And I've been enjoying those, but we'll continue them later. It's kind of mad. There's like 8 movies in the series, and across like 8 years. Like, damn, slow down a little bit there, James Wan. But anyway, what else have I been doing? I've been watching a lot of wrestling. I'm very behind in NXT, and NXT in Your House this Sunday. I barely caught up with like the match with Raquel and Mercedes for the title and stuff like that. Just now getting into that in the 2 out of 3 falls cruiserweight match. This stuff doesn't have anything necessarily to do with the takeover. Like, this is the stuff before the takeover, because the takeover was almost like the matches were made almost like across a 3-week span. I'm barely starting that span. Like, I know about Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, Eli Drake. I know about that because the story's been building for a while. Ted DiBiase. I don't like the whole thing with Ted. I like Ted, but I kind of hate the fact that Ted is like kind of such a heel dick in this. Like, he just keeps bugging Cameron Grimes. Like, leave the man alone. Like, let him fucking be a rich asshole in peace. But anyway, I do like the idea of the $1 million title and a ladder match. That was cool. I like that they're having a ladder match. And Cameron Grimes, I hope he wins, because I don't think it would hurt Eli Drake to lose. Does it really matter, you know? He can stand it. He can come back. He's a dude that he can get over, become a big star even with losses. It doesn't hurt him. And Cameron Grimes deserves a big win. And I'm glad he's getting a singles takeover match, because he hasn't even had one of those. He only had the North American title ladder match about a year ago with like Damian Priest and Bronson Reed and all the other people. So finally he gets one. Cameron Grimes, I'm a big fan of that dude. Like, he's very entertaining. Great wrestler, but he has a great character. I'm not a big fan of the money gimmick he has, but I can kind of enjoy it. Because mainly they made him kind of a stupid comedy. Like, he's a comedy guy anyway, but like, I think they should have made his character more of a, I don't want to see him rip off the $1 million man, but more of an evil billionaire type, you know. In the world we're living in today, I like the idea of an evil billionaire wrestling character. Blah, blah, can't speak. That's what I've been doing. I was going to talk about, I watched the first episode of Loki, and I really loved that. It was a great show. I love Loki a lot. I like the time aspect of it is really cool, and it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. And it was really sad seeing Loki. Spoiler alert, I should say. So stop watching now if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't planned to see it. Seeing his death like that, and also the expression on his face when he saw him and Thor getting along, and Thor told him he always had high hopes for him. Like, that was beautiful. Like, that was lovely. You know, that was the feels right there. It was a really good show so far. I watched The Falcon and Winter Soldier, the entire show, like, kind of across the last 2 weeks, and I liked it, but I kind of like it as much as WandaVision. Probably not as much as like Loki, because it just was kind of basic. Like, it felt more like a regular Marvel movie, MCU movie. And I did like James and Bucky and Sam getting along, and how their relationship developed. That was cool. I didn't have a problem with John Walker. I kind of dug his character. He was alright. I didn't like, and again, spoiler if you hadn't watched, Sharon Carter's character was all over the place in that. Like, she starts out, she's a character, she's kind of a good girl gone bad. She's doing bad stuff because she's still in the run for the government. I can relate to that. But then they kind of made it where she's the power broker, who's the bad guy, who there's one of the bad guys, and she let him kill their scientist who was making the super soldier serum. She let Falcon and Bucky do that. Like, why? Why wouldn't she try to stop? Like she wasn't there when they did it, but it's so stupid. Like it doesn't make sense. And the argument is like, well, they're hoping her get back to America and get her name clear. Like she could have just found the way to just go to America illegally anytime she wants. Like I find she easily could have. Like would they really have tried to target her? And she's power broker already. Like she has to have some kind of ways to do that, and it was just dumb. And I didn't like that. I did like the fact they brought up the. I'm not even that familiar with the story, but the uh, what was it? Red, white, and I think it's like red, white, and black. Truth, red, white, and black. For the black super soldier and the Tuskegee Airmen, the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm sorry, the Tuskegee experiment. I like they added that in there because that was shocking to see, and it was really cool to see that they weren't really treating Captain America. Kind of has been glamorized in his movies. I like the fact that, and I don't have a problem necessarily with that because the character of Steve Rogers is kind of, he's a good character. He hasn't done anything that bad, but like the idea behind like the super soldier serum and all that, there is a lot of stuff there you could build off of. And I like that they're trying to do that. And I liked Isaiah, I can't remember his last name. Isaiah Bradley. He was an interesting character, and it's really sad what was done to him in that show. Well, not in the show, before the show, but really liked the storytelling there. I really felt like for Power Broker, it should have been the character Julia Louis-Dreyfus was playing, the Angela Violet Contessa, the long ass name. Because like the way they set it up, it looked like it was like a red herring that it was gonna be her. Kind of like how WandaVision kept kind of teasing you with Mephisto, which I do hope we see Mephisto at some point, but I don't think WandaVision was the best place to do that. No offense to WandaVision, I loved WandaVision, but I've been in like Falcon and Arrow, Falcon, Winter Soldier. What the hell? Falcon Arrow. Oh, Falcon Arrow, the wrestling move. Yeah, that's probably why I said that. Anyway, yeah, I thought that show was good, but it could have been better. I did like the stuff with Bucky, and I liked the stuff with the I don't know their names, but the Wakanda guards, that was really good too. Zemo. Oh, I haven't even talked about Zemo. Zemo was good to see him here, but like, a lot of stuff here was weird about him. Like, first of all, his whole arc was that he tried to kill the Avengers because his wife and kids were killed. And he was very like obsessed with the president. And he acts very happy and silly here, which I mean it's fine, it's entertaining, but like it's just weird. And also the way they treated like at the end, like he had something to do with the flag smashers. I didn't like that. I thought it was dumb. I did appreciate the fact he wasn't in the same prison he was at the end of that one Civil War. Because that ending, by the way, of Civil War, that was some bullshit. That was not right. Why are they gonna sit here? I know the dude killed a lot of people, but are we really supposed to cheer the good guys putting a dude where he has to get like can never even lay down? Stood up the whole time. Like that's fucked up. Fuck you. Like were they watching GI Joe Retaliation and were like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. Like fuck off, man. That doesn't make you a hero. It makes you a fucking asshole. Shh. You shitty scum. What I expect from the same series of movies, they glamorize Tony Stark for making a set of glasses that could literally see everybody's information on Earth and launch missiles and kill them, and then gave them to a teenager. Like that is ridiculous. I think I need to talk about more the fact that Edith is bullshit. He literally took the plan of Shield from Winter Soldier, the movie, and just did it, but better, worse actually. But anyway, I'll keep talking. Yeah, what am I rambling about? This is what I've been doing lately. Yeah, rambler. What else was I gonna say? I feel like I was gonna say. Oh, I really like 100 Gex lately. I've been Sora. Hey Sora, if you're watching, hey, hi. Turn me on them. They're really good, especially a hand smash my mallet. I love that song. I love that video. They're really fun. They're really fun, man. Good stuff. And I was gonna say, speaking of Marvel and Disney Plus, what I think should be done. This is my opinion, my take. If they're gonna do an X-Men universe, they should. I would like to see them start from scratch a little bit, but do a series like 8 episodes, season 1 at least. Start for the X-Men, where it would start originally with Professor Xavier, Angel, Iceman, Beast, who would be in more of his human form, but when he's kind of like got the big arms, big legs. Oh, and also Professor Xavier be played by James McAvoy, because he should be, because I think that makes the most sense. And he'd still be bald though. So Marvel Girl, who's actually Jean Grey, but she was called Marvel Girl in the beginning, and Cyclops. And I don't really like Sansa Stark as Marvel Jean Grey, so I wouldn't put her. But find a good actress who can play her. And I would also have Wolverine, but in the beginning he'd be treated like the enemy. So then like kind of halfway through we'd be revealed that he'd been brainwashed by Weapon X to kind of kill the X-Men because they don't like him or something like that. I would have a story like that. It would build up. it would be basically the start of the comics of the X-Men that actually happened in real life. But halfway through, it'd be revealed that, oh, he was being controlled. And of course, Magneto would also appear. There'd be like three enemies. One would be Wolverine. But halfway through, he gets his brain cleared, and then he's pretty much going after Weapon X. So that guy would be Weapon X and Stryker. We, put Stryker there, because Stryker's a good villain. And he's been pretty well serviced throughout the movies. And why not bring him back? Just have a different actor play him if you want. You maybe could bring Brian Cox. I think he might be too old. Maybe the younger Stryker you bring. I don't know. But and then have Magneto kind of be like the enemy near the end, and like teasing like he wants to kill Stryker and Weapon X or something because of the way their brain, like they could have other mutants being brainwashed by him, and sit out to like do the dirty work of the government, sort of an MK Ultra thing too. Like this has been done, I know, in Marvel and DC for that matter, and almost any other media you could think of a lot of times. So it makes sense. I think that would be a good way to start. And yeah, I would also have Michael Fassbender playing Magneto. Now the one problem with this would be like, would we connect the movies to him? I would say no. Let them start from scratch. Let it be like, this is the X-Men. You can still have like connections, like Magneto could still have been in the Holocaust, of course, just like the comics. Him and Xavier were friends. I would not put the stuff about Mystique being the sister of Xavier, the adopted sister or whatever. That was dumb. I did not like that. It doesn't make any sense. Because he basically never told his students this person that they're fighting, one of the enemies is like a girl he grew up with, but he told them all the time about Magneto. Like, what? It's like, doesn't make any sense, I'd cut the fat of that. I would have Magneto be the father of Wanda and Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. There would be some kind of point, like we would make mention of it. And I also would have this set. I don't know what decade I would have it set in. That's kind of a problem. I think maybe in modern decade, like to keep it in the current, because everything now is like the current year in MCU and all that. Also, I saw there's a Sandman series coming to Netflix sometime this year. I look forward to that because I haven't read a lot of Sandman, but I did read a couple of his graphic novels. It was good stuff. Neil Gaiman does good work, and Sandman is an interesting character to me. No, it looks good. I like to see just where it turns out. Plus, I'm always in the shows like with supernatural, so like, I'm a big fan of Preacher, and that wasn't exactly faithful to the comics, but it was a lot of fun. I definitely would. If you haven't seen the Preacher, I would definitely recommend watching all of it. Season 2, in my opinion, is the best season, but the whole show is pretty damn good. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, more than usual. I don't know what else to say. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers lately too, but most of them like ones I've seen before. Like I was watching Crash Thompson doing the worst album covers. I thought that was some funny stuff there, even though they're kind of old videos. And some One Hit Wonderland and Train Wreckers and Todd in the Shadows. I love Todd in the Shadows. I love hearing about these bands I don't know much about and like find out this story about them. It's kind of interesting. Even if I like the band or I don't like them, I already know them. It's really fun. And I don't know what else was I doing now. Normal stuff. Anyway, I guess that's it. Also, I might have a podcast soon with Sora, and you might see that soon. I don't know when. It might be tomorrow. It might not be. We'll see. It's being planned out. But whatever. Either way, if you're watching this video, check that out. It'd be cool when we do it. No, it's all good. It's all gravy. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.